All right, yeah, let's take a look here. So there's the 45-minute chart. Let me blow up this 30-minute chart here. Okay. So that's kind of the area we're looking at. This area is not exactly a fresh area. I wanted to really run through all the odds enhancers we use and talk about, and we can do that with the euro. All right, you're currently long based on the 4-hour. Okay. And let's take a look at that one. That one's fine. We need to see more data anyway. Okay, I'll get rid of this upper level. Let's just put in fresh levels now, and I think that'll help everybody. So remember, this is a drop-based rally. The reason I was saying maybe just a bounce from here, like, you know, we got a little bounce, is because this is not a fresh area. Okay? There's, if you look to the left, we've been to this area a number of times. Okay, these are just pivot lows. Anytime you see, you know, here's the origin of that demand right here. We've had one pullback into that area, a few more, and then this one very recently, just a few days ago. And now we're back in this area again. So yeah, are you likely to get a little bounce from this area? Sure. But is this a trade that I would expect to go, you know, all the way back up and high probability and all that? No, probably not. Okay. All right. Yeah. Again, could get a little bounce from here, but now we've got some fresh supply above. So this is good. Let me draw this in, and then we'll go over it. Now we'll go down to a smaller time frame to take a look at this area. Okay. I'm going to take the origin of that drop right here. Now the chart that we spent the most time on our last session was it was a short example of the yen. And just because we have a supply level doesn't mean we have a trade. We want to make sure that we absorb all the significant demand below. In other words, this recent drop today, just a little bit ago in the last 30 minutes, now makes this level above a key supply level to short against. Very key for the next big leg down. Does that make sense? If I take this down to a smaller time frame, we'll be able to really, I think, tighten this level up. I'm just going to go down to a 180-minute chart right here. And then I'll take the picture for you so you can see it. Actually, the level still looks perfect. So there it is. So yeah, so if you bought down here, you know, typically it's going to be okay. But what happened now is prices come down to almost the very bottom of this pivot low, which means all the significant demand in here has been absorbed or filled or used up, whatever you want to call it. Okay, meaning that you know, if we can get something to propel price up into this level, what that does now is set us up for a move down to this 123.50 and lower. Does that make sense? Okay. You shorted a pullback to that? Great. Yeah, that. No, the news is just going to speed up what was going to happen anyway. Okay. But what we can do is run a very large time frame. So now, knowing the bigger picture landscape, I would expect prices to you know, come down into this area. I'm going to draw a circle here, not because that's where prices are likely to go in the big picture, down into here. And we know that it's important to know where your larger time frame fresh supply and demand levels are, because that's what sets up the larger time frame supply and demand curve for us. It shows us in the big picture where banks and institutions have, you know, massive unfilled buy and sell orders. Another way to say that, where banks and institutions are major willing buyers and sellers. Luca, that's one part of it. Praveen, yeah, but you're missing probably the most important part, though. You need to look to the left of these areas. Drop-based rally, by definition, is a pullback into a fresh stack of buy orders. So if you're buying a pullback to that, to the drop-based rally, remember it's not fresh. It's okay, and it's okay, and the trades could certainly work out. But be very careful with that. Make sure you know how many times price has been there. Most importantly, make sure you know how deep price has gone into the level. All right. Skynet, no, I don't use volume. The only reason I use volume is the only reason is to know difference between day session and night session, mainly with the equity index markets, the S&P and all that group. Also with Euro and the futures. Remember, you can see real volume with the future. So again, but I don't care about the volume. Again, just like the candlesticks that show us filled orders in the past, which we're not looking for, volume shows us volume in the past, which again doesn't really matter to us. So given the larger time frame scenario, pip runner, well, yeah, drop-based rally is going to be lower on the curve. You just need to make sure that you haven't been, you don't have too many drop-based rallies into that area. You want to be in on that second or third one, first or second. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But anyway, let me finish this up, and then we'll go to a smaller time frame. So because you've had so many pullbacks in here, again, we expect prices to fall, and we do have a larger time frame fresh supply level above. So that means we can go down to the smaller time frames, which I really wanted to get to already, and find a really small time frame to short against. I think some people said in here that they did do that in a small time frame. This looks like a pretty textbook level here. Is this the one people are talking about? Let's go down to a really small time frame. Okay, we really don't have, that was a pretty steep drop. So we do have a little bit of supply above. I'm going down to these really small time frames. I can do that because I'm looking at the Euro futures. I would not do that looking at the spot. Okay, and let me just take this area right here. And I'm putting the bottom of the level. I'm starting with current price and going up the price ladder. And I'm starting with right here because that's where this drop originated from. So I want to put my lower demand line there because that's going to force me, remember, to sell to buyers who are buying right into the meat of that supply. There's also a great level in the pound. We'll go there in just a moment. Okay, so we've got some supply right up here, just under 124.70. And I know we're kind of far from that now, but don't think prices can't get back up there. I want to put my stop well above this area. So we've got two little areas on top of each other. Right, Harley, so that's what makes this a nice fresh level, because you really don't have anything to the left. There was demand here. We came down and took a little time, took about 10 minutes, but we absorbed that demand and now fell through that price. Okay. Location, and I'd say equal pip runner, but maybe a little more important. Yeah, probably more important. But just about equal. I shouldn't say that because you can have weak structure in good location, but great structure in bad location is not really going to help you. Okay. Normally, I wouldn't come down to a time frame this small. Hardly ever do that, but we had such a steep drop in price. I'll look to take some action if we can get price to come back up into here.